Chapter 9. Dollars flow to you easily. What is the feeling of dollars flowing to you easily? Before you started this book, you may have thought that this was a feeling you had to conjure up and feel very vividly in your body. You might also have thought that once you found this feeling, you had to work hard at feeling it and sustaining it for most of the day. You would have forced yourself to conjure up and feel these feelings as frequently as possible during the day to attract more money into your physical experience. Now that you have read this book, you finally understand that the feeling of dollars flowing easily to you does not have to be conjured up at all. It does not have to be forced one single bit. It arises spontaneously within you, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. You can turn inwards and notice these feelings on the inside. The feelings of spontaneous, unconditional peace and joy. That little twinkle on the inside is the feeling of dollars flowing to you easily at a pace and flow that is just right for you. This feeling does not have to be forced or maintained. It will always be there. How does one begin to acknowledge, recognize, and receive this flow? The answer is simple. By paying no attention to what is currently projected on the movie screen on the outside, and by turning your attention inwards to these spontaneous good feelings of joy and peace on the inside. This puts you in a position to receive your greater good. So I guess in some way, I have mistitled this book. The word dollars can be just as easily be replaced with anything and everything good that you want. When you follow this new way of living and acting in the world, one that takes considerable courage in the beginning, you'll find all kinds of good things and experiences being added into your life. You'll find your life becoming more fulfilled and fuller than before. Not because you have suddenly become deserving of all your good, but because you are now one with everything good that you have asked for all your life. This is the magic of doing all this inner work. The inner work compounds and builds on itself. Once you notice that the feeling of dollars flowing easily is with you every moment of your life, it becomes difficult, if not impossible, to become discouraged by anything that happens on the outside. You know that no matter what happens, you always have constant access to the universal flow to get back on track again. When you get off track and see something which you do not like in your physical reality, you immediately understand that it was caused by something in your inner state. This means you can go back to the source, your inner state of mind, at any time and change it at once. With this realization, nothing will ever throw you off track again. This is why we say, once you've understood this new way of living, you would have found everlasting peace and success. Nothing on the outside can affect you. The behavior of other people and things now have no influence over you. You understand that they are merely images projected on the movie screen, as separate as they seem from you. If you don't like what you see, all you have to do is to focus on the universal goodness on the inside, and everything straightens itself out. Some people are worried that their good will not flow to them in sufficient amounts if they do not ask for it or specify how much they want. They are still under the impression that they have to ask and beg the universe for everything. Give all of this baseless thinking up. The universe knows everything that you have asked for, and everything that you need from the intentions, preferences, and desires that you held in the past and continue to hold. There is no need to bargain or negotiate with the universe. The universe knows what you truly want and delivers it to you every single time, if you'll put yourself in a place to receive it. I know of people who need a certain sum of money but will deliberately ask for several times that just in case they do not get what they want. Or they will ask for extra money just in case. Give up the need to engage in any of these lackful actions. A person who asks in this manner is stuck in an inner state of lackful and limited thinking. He or she wrongly believes that the universe will not fulfill all his desires, therefore the need to ask for more or to prepare for rainy days. Give up the need to prepare for rainy days. This does not mean to become irresponsible or to be careless in your spendings, but simply to take your attention off unwanted future scenarios. If you want to save money, do so because it feels good for you and not because you're afraid of something going wrong. I can't tell you the number of people who have this misplaced mindset of saving for a rainy day. Their continued focus on rainy days virtually guarantees that these will be there, waiting for them in the future. It is an application of universal laws in reverse. Before I discovered this new way of living, I was constantly worried about my finances. I would try various manifestation techniques to get money and have some sporadic successes with them, but the success was never lasting. Something always happened that caused me to spend an unexpected sum of money here or there. For example, the car would break down, or an unexpected need had to be met. All these seemingly external events are merely projections on the outside caused by inner states. We are so powerful that we can project our influence onto physical things and events on the outside and forget that we have done so. The moment I focused and tended to my inner state, the moment I corrected all of this in my inner state and restored it to a state of love, peace, and plenty, everything resolved itself on the outside. The same car that had previously been breaking down and needing expensive repairs ran like a charm. Instead of financial needs to be filled, I found opportunities coming to me, wanting to give me money. All this is possible once you live the way you have always been meant to. Not to fight and push against whatever is happening on the outside, but to recognize that the only work you'll ever have to do is on the inside. If you can focus on those good feelings on the inside and do nothing else for the rest of your life, you would still experience the greatest good in your life, in line with your highest desires. When can you start putting this plan into action? You can start immediately, at any time. You have already started living this way when trying out some of the exercises in the previous chapters. I have set you on a path which you can follow for the rest of your life, but it is up to you whether you want to continue following this path. In my book, Banned Money Secrets, I described how I continually and persistently asked for a certain sum of money in my life because I believed having that sum of money would keep me safe. I kept asking for 10 years. Can you imagine yourself asking for something continuously for 10 years and not having it in your life? The reason why I was held apart from the fulfillment of my desire for 10 years was not because I did not ask hard enough, and not because I did not ask in the right way, but because I was not in a position to receive what I was asking for. How could I receive that sum of money, which to me represented freedom, security, and abundance, when my inner state represented lack, worry, and disappointment? Time and tide are never obstacles for the universe. How long you've had or not had, something does not matter. How long you've had or not had, something does not even matter for the universe. What matters is how you're feeling this very moment and from this point onward. Therefore, this moment in your life is sacred. The now is always sacred. The sooner you realize that you can turn your life around anytime in this now moment, the sooner you'll step into your new desired reality where dollars flow to you easily. Dollars have always been flowing to you easily. Now is your time to receive them. You do not have to wait 10 years to receive them like I did. The moment I shifted my focus and stopped asking, the moment I gave up my need to ask and just focused on the eternal goodness within myself here and now, things turned around for me in a few short months. Can you imagine this? Within a few short months, I received everything I had been asking for during the past decade and more. I gave up a decade of struggle in just a few months. And that was because I still did not fully know what I was doing back then. If I had the full clarity that I am now sharing, things would have turned around even faster. Rest in the assurance that things are always turning around, whether your physical senses can perceive them or not. Right now, in this moment, you are the only person who can control what you want your reality to turn into next. Only you are in control of that because you are the only person who can drop into and control your own inner state. No one else can do that for you. Other people may be able to convince you, scare, or even cajole you into action. They may threaten to hurt or harm you, to withdraw certain things in life from you. But once you understand these universal principles for yourself, everything and everyone else loses their power over you. Once you reclaim this power for yourself and stop giving it to external people, authority figures, expectations, and events, you are free to live and manifest in whatever way you like. Of course, you will still interact and play together with others in your life, but you will do so from a higher level of understanding. You understand that nothing they possibly do can ever hurt or harm you. They can never withhold you from your good, just as you can never withhold their good from them. The only way someone can withhold your good from you is if you wrongly believe that they can, which will cause you to focus all of your attention on their unwanted actions and behaviors. Give up the belief that your financial good comes from external physical sources. Each time you are tempted to think that dollars flow to you from your job, from your clients, or from particular opportunities which you have to seize, gently remind yourself that your financial good is already within. There is no need to seize anything out there. If you need positive proof of this, become quiet and turn inwards. Feel the spontaneous good feelings that flow to you in every moment. That is your good flowing to you. This universal goodness is so significant because it is more than just dollars. It is beyond financial abundance. When you realize this, you realize that financial abundance and the dollars you have been asking for are so puny and minuscule compared to the sum total of everything else that has been flowing to you. Financial riches are only one small part of your well-being, and so much more well-being can flow to you in the form of happy relationships, interactions with others, and exhilarating physical experiences. Why limit your good to just dollars by focusing on the money all day long? Why limit your good to just a particular sum of money to meet a particular perceived need? Why limit yourself in these ways? Free yourself from these self-imposed limitations. Free yourself from asking for a specific sum just because you think that specific sum is what you need, or just the amount you need to feel secure. Leave the details up to the universe. When you free yourself from these silly self-imposed limitations, the universe steps in to give you everything that you've asked for and more. The more is the part that you have forgotten asking for. It is the part that you have asked and denied or convinced yourself that you are not good enough to get. It is the part that you believe you were undeserving to receive. But as we have discussed, belief doesn't even play a part here. Where you focus makes all of the difference. Shift your focus and everything changes in an instant. It doesn't matter for how long or how hard you have been asking. Things can change in the next second, the next minute, the next day, or the next week, once you live these truths. The more is the part that makes all the difference between just having enough to get by and having plenty.